When
you don't have much time and podcasts are free, listen to my line, because Mary and Christina are giving you the Dainty Dumplin.
Welcome to our Dainty Dumplin.
Dainty Dumplin. That was so bad it was good.
Yeah, I liked it. Dump.
Okay, that's enough. She's Mary.
And she's Christina.
And this is
True Crime Down Yonder, y'all.
Welcome to our first ever Dainty Dumplin episode, which means it's a mini.
It's a mini.
It's short and sweet.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're not going to take up a whole...
short and sweet.
Yeah. We're not going to take up much of your time with this.
Nope. We're going to jump right in and just give you a little mini something to think about.
Yeah. So if you have a short commute, now's the time.
Yep.
All right. So today I'm going to be covering the case of the Phantom Barber of Pascagoula. Pascagoula sounds like cheese.
Pascagoula.
Anyway, Pascagoula, Mississippi is located in Jackson County, and it's in the Gulfport, Biloxi, Pascagoula statistical area.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's like a small town in the Biloxi Gulfport area. So I'm sure it's kind of overshadowed by Biloxi and Gulfport.
Yeah.
Because, they have a lot of gambling down there, casinos and whatnot.
Yeah.
So the population was 22,392 at the 2010 census, and that's down from 26,200 at the 2000 census. I think I did that last time I tried to. Okay. The census. One of the reasons that for the decline in the population is probably because this area was affected by Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really hear much about Mississippi when it comes to Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah. I mean, you knew it happened there, but...
Right.
And that was one of the things that the residents claimed because, major devastation in that area as well. And most people lost their homes, and most people in that area did not have flood insurance.
Oh, wow.
Because the crazy thing about insurance is you can get flood insurance all day for the cheap in Arizona. But when you live somewhere where you actually might fucking need it.
Like here?
You can't get it, or it costs you a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
But the local residents did feel kind of neglected by the government and FEMA because they felt like they focused more on New Orleans.
Yeah.
And not so much the other areas of the Gulf Coast.
I can kind of see that.
But anyway, Pascagoula literally means bread eater.
I used to like bread when I was little.
I call you little Pascagoula.
You remember I was the chubby kid that liked her bread and butter? Literally.
Yeah, we call it a little Pascagoula. This town's not really known for too much that I could find, but in 1973, two men by the name of Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker claimed that they were abducted by aliens while fishing off a pier on the west bank of the Pascagoula River. And they go into the local sheriff's department and tell them this. And I don't know what the fuck they wanted them to do about it. But word gets about and everybody's like, holy shit!
That's probably got to be the worst LSD trip ever.
Yeah, I know, right?
Actually, it might have been a good one for him. I don't know. But...
Yeah. So this became known as the Pascagoula abduction. And they claimed that they saw two flashing blue lights and observed an oval-shaped object 30 to 40 feet across and 8 to 10 feet high. They claimed they were conscious but paralyzed, while three creatures with robotic slit mouths and crab-like pincers took them aboard the object and examined them.
Like, we were probed!
So after this incident that may or may not have happened, Hickson gave interviews, published a book called UFO Contact at Pascagoula. He attended UFO conventions, and in 1993 started a company called UFO Investigations to produce TV stories about UFOs. Meanwhile, his friend, Mr. Parker, claimed that he passed out.
He didn't remember a thing.
He doesn't remember shit.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, I was there, but I think I passed out shortly thereafter.
That's just to cover up his buddy for being full of shit.
But the other guy, he made a life out of it. Do what you got to do. And they actually put up a marker in the spot that they claimed that they were abducted by aliens. So
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it was just to make them happy. Like, here, shut the fuck up. Here's your sign.
Here's your sign.
Notable residents of Pascagoula, Mississippi include Jimmy Buffett and Channing Tatum. Sorry.
Oh, but Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum. Like,
I
is
like
that
me
where
some
the
Jimmy
hot
Buffett.
guys like spawn at or something?
I don't know. Maybe you need to go down there.
Yeah, maybe.
It
And
might-
Jimmy
it'd be a nice
Buffett's a
little-
nice older man, you know.
Okay. What's your favorite Jimmy Buffett song?
This isn't his song, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh, what? Who did that?
Alan
Jackson.
Jackson.
He
He did
was
it with
on
Alan
it.
Jackson.
Okay, that's probably the only
But
song you
there's-
know, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a real big.
You ever heard
Buffett fan.
Margaritaville?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
Jimmy
I've
Buffett.
heard that, yeah.
My favorite.
He
one
actually
is
has a
Come
restaurant
Monday.
here.
Jimmy Buffett does?
Yeah, he has a restaurant here in Margaritaville.
Oh, that's right. He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few Margaritaville restaurants, and I think a lot of them are in the Gulf Coast area.
He's got one here too.
Okay. Well, that's a little bit about the place. Let's get into the case. This occurred in the summer of 1942, and during this time, it was early World War II, and warship construction brought more residents to the Pascagoula area. The population grew from about 5,000 to about 15,000 seemingly overnight. And while this provided an economic boost to the area, the local police department had trouble maintaining law and order.
Okay.
They were really a small police department, and pretty much all the problems that were brought in by these new residents were just burglaries and bar fights or whatnot. But they were having trouble keeping that under control. Then all hell breaks loose, and it starts on Friday, June 5th, 1942, at the Lady of Victory's Convent, when young Mary Evelyn Briggs and Edna Marie Heidel claimed a man climbed out of their bedroom window. Both girls were unharmed, but each of them were missing a lock of hair.
Weird.
Yeah, creepy. Briggs described the man as sort of short, sort of fat, and he was wearing a white sweatshirt. Which I don't know who the fuck wears a sweatshirt
In the middle of summer.
in summer in Mississippi,
Yeah.
but okay. So he takes a day off, and then the man strikes again on Monday night when he cuts the window screen and crawled inside and snipped the hair of 6-year-old Carol Petey as she slept next to her twin brother. This time he left some evidence in the form of a sandy footprint near the window.
That's just so creepy. Like, you
Yeah.
wake up and your hair's clipped. I mean,
Mysteriously, yeah.
Yeah,
Or you see
and-
somebody crawling out of your damn window.
yeah. And then you see footprints on your floor? Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. Even though, like, he wasn't killing them, that's still, like, some, I don't know, some,
It's just eerie.
yeah, it's some
It's
old
just
stalker
different.
shit.
And I remember when I was telling you that I was going to do this case, and I didn't really give you a whole lot of information because I
Yeah.
never do, but I told you kind of what it was about. I was like, yeah, this man used to break in people's homes and cut the hair of children. And you're like, ew. And I feel like if I had told you, yeah, he used to go hack up people with a hatchet. You'd
I'd be like, okay, cool.
Okay, cool. We'll do that.
Yeah, but when you just crawl on the window and just start
Yeah.
snipping hair, gets personal,
just
I guess.
weird.
It is. It's just
Yeah.
weird shit. It's the weird shit and the morbidity of it.
Yeah. So anyway, he takes a few nights off and strikes again the following Friday night. Again, the screen was cut, and this time he entered the home of Mr. and Mrs. Heidelberg. This time he actually did some damage. He beat them with an iron bar, which took out Mrs. Heidelberg's front teeth and knocked her husband unconscious. Afterwards, neither one could describe the attacker.
Right.
So, really, who knows if this was the same person? I guess they just kind of assumed that it was. The only thing that's similar is the screen being cut.
This wasn't an area where something like this happened a lot.
Right, and that's probably what they assume. Nothing ever
Right.
happens there, so if all this is happening around the same time, it has to be the same guy.
Right.
So following this incident, police deputized 6 men. So,
They just went to the bar.
Yeah, I guess they just went to the bar and was like, hey, who wants to be a cop?
They're like, I do. Yeah, come on, Earl. Come on down.
Fuck yeah.
Come on down, Earl.
Do I get a gun?
Roy, do I get one of those light things?
Hell yeah. So they deputized these men, I guess because the police force was short.
Can I turn on the lights?
I guess they just had Andy and Barney, and they just couldn't handle all this. So they had to go to the bar and, get them a few men to handle it. So they deputized these 6 men, and they bring in bloodhounds. These dogs followed the trail to the nearby woods and found blood-stained gloves, but that was as far as they got. The police theorized that the assailant probably stashed a bicycle in the woods to escape. Well, the final attack occurred Sunday night when Mrs. R.R. Taylor woke to a sickening smell, that was her quote, passing over her nose. The next thing she remembers, she woke up violently ill. Police theorized that he cut the screen and used chloroform in the form of a soaked rag, knocked her out, and then collected her hair.
Oh, wow.
Because, again, she had a missing lock of hair. So, after this, nothing else happens, and there's our mini episode of the Phantom Barber of Pascagoula.
Okay, bye.
Bye. No. So nothing happens, but for 2 months, residents live in fear of this man, even though no further attacks occur. And then after 2 months, police announced that they believe that they caught the guy. This man was a chemist and known German sympathizer. He was 57 years old, and his name was William Dumplin. He had had an issue with Mr. Heidelberg's father, who was a magistrate over a legal issue.
Okay.
So they theorized that he attacked Mr. Heidelberg's son in retaliation for whatever happened with this legal case.
I wonder how he would have known that was his son, though.
I don't know, it's a small town,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm sure it was common knowledge. But why wouldn't you just go after the damn judge?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, why are you going to attack his son and his daughter-in-law?
People do strange things.
Yeah, people do. Can't rule anything out.
Yeah.
But when they searched his property, they found a large bundle of human hair behind his house. This was later ID'd to be the hair of Carol Peaty, which back then they didn't have DNA evidence. So I'm not sure. I guess they just went off of
the consistency
length
of the hair.
and texture and color.
Right.
That was about all they had.
Well, there's no way of I've also learned watching years of forensic files that there's actually no way of
Deciphering hair differences
like, it
without
can be
DNA.
consistent with something,
Yeah.
but you can't actually be like, this is the exact same hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have the same type of hair.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, when they arrest him, he proclaimed his innocence, but was quickly found guilty of attempted murder and sentenced to 10 years. Well, 6 years later, Mississippi Governor Fielding Wright reviewed the case and asked Dolan to take a polygraph. Well, he takes it, and he passed.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I'm not sure how
So
sophisticated.
he passed, and they let him out.
Pretty much.
So this must be back when the lie detector tests were first coming out.
Yeah.
And they really thought that they were just, hey, this is like up. Now we know for a fact that somebody's lying.
Let's just watch him and see if he sweats. Well, he didn't sweat.
If he sweats, that means he doesn't. He's not lying.
No, he's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how sophisticated that was at the time. Probably not.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't that accurate. It's not even, it's not
even
court admissible now.
Yeah.
So it was probably, it's not 100% reliable in modern times. So I'm sure in 1951.
That was just like the new technology. So yeah, they probably ran with it.
But anyway, he passed. So they gave him a suspended sentence and set him free in 1951.
Okay.
And after that, nothing else happened. Mr. Dolan stayed out of trouble, and also there were no further attacks by the Phantom Barber. So it's kind of a mystery.
I don't really know if he was the same person. I mean, if there would have been more, I don't know. Maybe there was, but did it ever tell you why they felt like it was him? Because of that hair they found behind his house?
The hair, but that could have been planted.
That's true. That's true.
It said that they knew he was a known German sympathizer, which was the same thing at the time as being a Nazi sympathizer.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how everybody knew that. I don't know if he went around ranting about this to everybody, if he was like, make Germany great again or whatever. I mean, we're not trying to offend anybody politically. We're just goofy. Anyway, but so they think that maybe it was just the anti-German sentiment at the time. Just how everybody, we were in war with Germany, so everybody automatically hated the Germans.
And the guy that was just like, oh, Germany.
And he's like, I like Germany.
He's the weirdo.
Yeah, he's like, I like Germany. They're like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, something's definitely wrong with you. So they kind of think maybe the crime was pinned on him. I don't know. I would think whoever actually did this, unless they were just trying to frame this guy, which is possible.
Right.
They must have just left town and maybe went on to do
bigger things
somewhere else.
That sounds like something like mine or somebody would start out with doing.
Yeah, it seems like a form of voyeurism. And it's like, when serial killers, they start small. They start by stalking.
Right.
And they become peeping toms and maybe stealing underwear and shit like that. It seems like something like that. It seemed like, this would have escalated to something bigger.
Right.
So, who knows? One more thing I got to add.
Okay.
In 2017, India had kind of a copycat of the Phantom Barber. There was a man that was going around and cutting the hair of women.
And he wasn't harming them. He was just cutting the hair.
Yeah, just cutting the hair.
Did they ever catch him, though?
No, I don't think they ever did. I didn't see anything where they catched him, where they caught him. Because I was just looking on the internet and whatnot, trying to get information for this case. And I ran across it. And they were pretty freaked out, too.
And they connected it to this one?
No, they didn't connect it to him. I mean, hell, Dolan.
What I'm saying is they were just like, hey, there was another guy. And
it was Google. It was Google. So it's like if you search the Phantom Barber, you're going to pull up like 5 things about the Phantom Barber of Pascagoula, and then I just ran across this.
Yeah.
So I read an article about it. I just thought it was pretty interesting. So it makes you wonder if maybe whoever that was doing a copycat of this.
I don't know.
But, who knows what they wanted with all that hair.
Some people like hair.
Yeah.
Some people have weird fetishes.
There are just easier ways to obtain hair. Yeah. People sell it. People donate it. I mean, you go to a barber shop and they're just sweeping it off the floor.
Yeah, throw it away anyway.
One of my theories was, well, maybe he was a chemist and maybe he was doing some research and they already think he's weird enough, so maybe he didn't want to ask people for their hair. So he went about it like this. Yeah. And that was another thing. He had a thing for blonde hair. Like all the people's.
So all the hair he had was blonde?
It was all blonde.
Oh, okay.
I think he was a creepy doll maker.
I think he just had a weird fetish.
I think he made dolls.
I mean, maybe.
I can imagine going in this fucker's house and just dolls everywhere. With real human hair.
I'm going to note myself right back out of there if I ever run into anything like that.
I have a wild imagination. But anyway, that is our little minty mini.
This is our Dainty Dumplin
episode. We hope you enjoyed on your way to work.
Yeah, we hope we could at least make you laugh.
Your way to the bar or wherever you were going. Yeah. So anyway, we will see y'all next time.
Yep. And
are we even going to go through the other stuff? Yeah, we're going to promote ourselves.
Yeah, we got to, man, because ain't nobody else doing it.
Yeah. Hit us up on Facebook at
www.facebook.com/TC Down Yonder.
Check us on Instagram at
TC_Down Yonder.
Send us an email at
TCDownYonder@gmail.com.
And until next time,
keep it country. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Tie your hair up.
Put a cap on.